I'm Longevity with the New Old Heads, and this is episode 482. This week we had discussions on Boosie not apologizing to Indianapolis, Drake gearing up for his Iceman record, artists from the blog era that we thought should have been maybe bigger and that we really enjoyed, and a lot more. Make sure you tap in, support us, and get the 2-hour uncut episode by becoming a $5 Patreon member or YouTube member, and make sure you click the bell and turn on notifications. We will see you in the comments. Peace.
Check 1, 2. You are now vibing with the New Old Heads podcast, episode number 482. My name is Jay Moore, and I got some friends I'd like to introduce you to. Sitting over with the dope Indianapolis Clowns jersey, you know, do the knowledge. Hey, Diff, how you doing today, sir?
Salutations.
Yes, indeed. Right next to him, also repping Indianapolis, you know, getting ready for the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Brother to the night, how you doing?
I'm swell. How are you, good brother?
Can't complain. I can't complain.
All right.
And then right next to me is Longevity.
Yeah, we're repping Indianapolis as well.
Yeah, everybody's repping where they're from.
New Old Heads.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I guess so. You know, to throw on the throwback St. Louis Cardinals. You know,
Yeah. They definitely need to do some education on the clowns because there was a lot of people that don't understand why the clowns are named the clowns. Mm-hmm. And do your Googles, man. A lot of important players played for the clowns.
Yeah.
And
Hank Aaron,
absolutely. Now Monet Davis, who was I want to say, I think
she was a pitcher during the Little League World Series
through a shutout,
yes.
Right? Yeah. So clowns were kind of like the baseball Harlem Globetrotters before the Harlem Globetrotters existed, and it gave the Negro League or blacks, you know what I'm saying, a league to actually play in.
How about you, man? Happy birthday.
Thank you. You know,
happy birthday.
You know, not shying away from it. I turned 49 today.
Hey man.
You know, which I'm happy about. You know, it's funny. I talked to my dad yesterday. I'm like, oh, I'm feeling good. I got energy. You know, moving around. I woke up this morning and it felt like somebody had just hit me in the hip with a baseball bat. Speaking of baseball, and I'm like, what are these injuries I'm accruing? You know, when I'm not even doing anything, right? That's part of the aging process, I suppose. I feel a lot better now, but like at the beginning of the day, like I couldn't move it. I was like, this is awful. Mm-hmm. Luckily, I didn't really have, I didn't have to go to work today. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I'm in the process of moving into my new place. So there's just, some labor intensive things that I had to.
Mm-hmm. That's where it was.
Yep.
Maybe that is where it was, doing a little, more than I was supposed to. But
them give you some pains. You be like, what is this pain? And you have to rewind back, like, oh yeah, I did do it.
I did walk up the stairs yesterday.
Yeah. So, but it's crazy. I always tell people, like, why lie about your age? Because if I told somebody, I was like 54, if you are going to lie up. If I told somebody I was 54, they'd be like, oh, you look great. If I told somebody I was 37, they'd be like, well, how much longer do you have to live? So, if you're going to get out here, just be happy you're at the age you're at because, there is longevity is a gift.
That's the name of the game. Man. Yeah. It beats the alternative.
Yeah, exactly.
The goal is to get old.
Mm-hmm.
Boosie Banned from Naptown. Maybe not. I don't know. So if you don't know, if you're not from here, Boosie's got kind of he's always kind of had a strong
following,
a cult following, a strong
hold
on Indianapolis in a way. But in 2025, rapper Boosie Badazz had quote unquote severed ties with Indianapolis, said he wasn't coming back following claims that promoters here underpaid his daughter, Poison Ivy, after one of her performances. Somebody booked Boosie recently to come back though. And it was recently canceled after there were concerns spread online, apparently. And I saw Tragic say some things, a local rapper and actor, if you will, and Fetty Glock. I don't know, did he say something again? I know he dropped the diss record years ago.
A video.
So he dropped a new one as
well.
well.
So he just like a youth Facebook Live, just addressing the situation.
So they kind of addressed it. It kind of it's gotten some national press, about this, and so we've actually talked about this in the past to some extent. But were the Naptown rappers right when they went against Boosie for the sake of the city? Why or why not?
Yeah, I mean, all right. So I think the issue at hand was Boosie never officially apologized for what he said. and especially knowing his influence that he has here with some individuals.
And I think that's an important piece that I didn't mention is what Boosie actually said.
Yeah, so what he pretty much said was that because of the situation with his daughter, and it wasn't a performance, it was a situation with a young promoter here where he gave her some money before the event she was supposed to judge. A deposit, and she asked for some 420 type of party favors, some weed, and the young promoter went and got her that, but took that off of what he was going to pay her. And there was mixed reaction from that, and that led to an argument and a disagreement, blah, blah, blah. Of course, I'm leaving out a lot of
Boosie
things.
said something very specifically that people took offense to.
Well,
right?
he said that they pulled guns on her. So the gun situation was the young promoter actually had given Poison Ivy's party a gun to hold for their own personal safety. So when they got into it, he's getting the guns back. So it wasn't like somebody's pointing a gun at her, but who knows how when she called her dad and said whatever, how he took it. So he's taking it like they tried to, you know what I'm saying, do my daughter bad, and they didn't want to pay her money. And the people in Naptown, as far as promoters, are janky, but like he pretty much
called the city dusty.
He pretty much
that we was broke.
He called to a certain extent.
Those are the things that caused the issue. Was like realistically his words that he had to say
He's
afterwards.
saying that he wasn't coming back, especially based on how the city has
lifted Boosie up.
Yeah, that type of thing.
Didn't he say something? He said something specifically though, right? That people always quote. I forget what it was. It was like
janky promoters.
No. It was like I built Naptown or something.
Oh,
so that came after
raised Naptown.
That came after the fact. So like fast forward to that was a video or his response to that happening a year ago.
Okay.
So then he gets booked to come here, and it creates this, you know what I'm saying, big ordeal. And he posted a video to pretty much saying, I'm back. I'm coming back to the Nap, blah, blah, blah. And in one of those videos, might not have been that one, but might have been the follow-up video, he pretty much was talking about how he raised Naptown, essentially. And people can take that either way they want. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily raised Naptown, but he definitely influenced a lot of people here as far as music is concerned. I'm not one of those people. I could care less when Boosie comes in town. I'm not pressed to go to any shows. I've never been to a Boosie show. But there are a lot of people that support Boosie or whatnot. So I think that is what's causing this situation, more so that he didn't apologize for the way that he acted last year based on how much that he's been in the city. Like, Naptown's been supporting Boosie before he was like the Boosie everybody knows online. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gonna do your day one supporters like that and say you ain't never coming back to Nap, and then you gonna come and get this bag real quick and think everything is sweet. That's how we get to here. But that song by what's his name? Fetty Glock actually came out 11 months ago.
Yeah, it's an older song.
It's made a resurgence now because there's a local internet site here who will remain nameless.
Amen.
That pretty much has been stirring the pot, so to speak. So anything Boosie related, they're trying to put it on their platform because obviously it's gaining momentum and it's getting them money.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? When you play the algorithm and things like that. So the song resurfaced because of that. It's getting national exposure, and a lot of people are picking it up, making videos and responding to the whole situation. So that's kind of where we got to where we are as far as the whole Boosie being banned from Naptown type of situation.
So again, the question: were Naptown rappers right when they went against Boosie for the sake of the city?
Yeah, I mean, you got to
stand
stand on something. Essentially, at the end of the day, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to come to violence, but if me as a rapper, if you're somebody that influenced me, and then you come at me like that, like or come at my city like that, as much as we supported you, and you don't apologize, he was just. You know what I'm saying? He's having fun with it. He's saying everything but the apology. So I think
even
that's,
to this day,
he's
when
saying
he talked
everything
about the show being canceled.
Yeah, he's saying everything but the apology. So people that may have grew up off of Boosie and figure that he's an influence to them, or even ones that don't fuck with Boosie like that, it's like, nah, you can't just come here and think you running shit and you can just say what you want to say about the city and just come back all willy-nilly. That's just not going to happen. I mean, I understand it. I just don't want it to go somewhere to where, you know what I'm saying, violence escalates and things of that nature.
Well, it was brought to my attention. I don't know how true it is or not, but the promoter that booked Boosie here is not from here.
Heard that too.
So that's why
Thinking
he
about
got booked
reside here.
Yeah, I think that's why it got booked in the first place, man, because and you know, the unfortunate truth is it was still is a handful of people. It still would have been probably a sold out show regardless.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
just because there's certain people that just really do not care.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate. I mean, I understand people liking what they like and things of that nature, but I don't think everything's a laughing and joking matter. You know what I'm saying? I think there has to be some kind of principle that you stand on as one. You can't talk about other cities and how other cities get down and they're better than that this way. But then when something comes around that you can specifically be a part of, as far as being like, nah, this ain't that, it's like, I'm going to go enjoy it anyway. I still rock with Boosie. It's like, you can't pick and choose being real or fake. It's like you got to be one or the other.
Another unfortunate truth. There are a lot of people from Indianapolis that really do not have any pride in being from Indianapolis.
That's true too.
And that is the really sad part about all of this. So am I really upset about that some of the rappers said something and stood up for the city? No, not at all. I really feel it's about time that somebody actually did something like this. But just the threats, the violent threats and all that shit, that was unnecessary. I don't think it would have came to that. I hope it didn't come to that.
Hope it don't come to that.
But I'm without a shadow of a doubt happy that it actually happened the way that it did.
Well, and once again, I'm playing white devil's advocate. Okay, so you got Boosie up out of here. What about the people who were going to work that night, whether it be security, bartenders, the promoter who was going to put his money up? And so now all those people are out. Are you going to book, you know, the local MCs who decided to make and endorse this music? What are you really about the culture of Indianapolis taking care of its own? Because, you know, those people, you know, you got your 100-something thousand views on YouTube, but how many of those people would actually pay
to come see
$15 to $20 to come see you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so it's like I get it. No one wants their hometown disrespected, especially by someone who, you know, for all the time has spent here, he's still an outsider. Mm-hmm. And you know, I understand where those feelings can get raw, and it's like, okay, well, I'm not messing with this guy ever again. But there are a lot of people who don't care anything about that. They're just here for the spectacle and the show.
Yeah.
And so if they were to reschedule this, just take it. There are certain places where it's like, all right, we'll just make sure we don't do it here.
No, another sad and unfortunate truth is until the city lifts up their own Boosie, I don't think nobody's gonna have they continue to not have pride in the city.
Yeah, I mean, think about the guy who spoke up, Tragic. He's one of the biggest artists out of the city, like without a doubt. You know, like he's done a lot. You know, he's not in the same. He's not as famous as Boosie, you know, in that particular manner. But like, he's a better rapper than Boosie.
He's known.
I remember the part that you were talking about too. That Boosie said, "This might be it." He told other artists not to come here.
Oh, did he do that too?
Yeah.
From my perspective, like, I don't know, all of us here are a part of this city, ingrained in helping it grow, and have spent a lot of sweat equity into the culture here, if you will. And I don't really have time for any of it. Like even when Juvenile said the thing that he said years ago or whatever, you know.
Juvenile actually apologized to who was it, DJ?
Yeah.
He actually apologized to him, or they worked that situation out.
That's good. He should have. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, like in a rich creative market that doesn't have super mainstream appeal, it's important for the creatives and the artists and everybody that's a part of this to, I think, stand soundly with we are. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And we can't. I don't want to say it needs to come to violence or anything like that, but we can't allow, and we should be public. We should voice dissent at the very minimal of people that want to talk negative on the name of the city and then just act like it's just whatever and then come back and make money off of us.
Yeah,
You know,
it should definitely be nap or nothing. Like if that's what we riding with, it should be nap or nothing, and that should be the end of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
like, or you got to respect it, like that. So to your point, like the promoters and all that stuff, man,
Yeah.
like, all right, do better next time, like be more ingrained in the part of the stuff that's coming around here, and then you won't get the backlash. If you're just trying to catch a quick bag off of some stuff,
That's what he's trying to do.
off of somebody who downs on the name, like that's some bullshit, man. Like, so I'm not going to support it. Not that I would, I'm not a Boosie fan like that, but like, I don't know. I appreciate, when people stand up and say stuff. So shouts to Tragic, for voicing his opinion on that. I didn't see what Fetty Glock said or anything like that, so I can't speak on it, but I did see what Tragic said, you know what I mean? And he's right. So
Yeah. I mean, you got to stand for something or file for anything at the end of the day. But like, the whole bit about him telling other artists not to come here because Naptown are janky promoters. You're speaking on one incident. You've been coming here for 15, 20 years. As soon as something goes sour or south, now everybody's janky promoters.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a young cat that's trying to put on for the city in his own way. Your daughter was booked to be a judge, and that situation turned into something else. And what he said was detrimental to getting artists here, but it hasn't stopped anything. I mean, you got Freddie Gibbs will be here in a couple months. You know what I'm saying?
People gonna come where the money is. It doesn't.
Hell, that's
deter
why
anything.
Boosie was coming back. He got paid.
Yeah.
And like, even though the show got canceled or is going to be rescheduled, Boosie still got paid.
He got a deposit.
He got the front end.
And I think that's what rubbed a lot of people the wrong way too, because when he did that other video, he pretty much was like, the deposit cleared, this, that, and the other. But you're still not addressing the elephant in the room. All you have to do is be like, "Hey, I was kind of outside myself when I said that shit."
He did. He said that much, but he didn't. He never said he was sorry.
Yeah, never said he was sorry.
He addressed the issue. He just never said
that
he
makes
was
a big
sorry.
difference.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, people, you got to stand on your own, man. You can't apply to other cities for being what they are, for standing on business and being who they are, and then you not do the same thing for the city that you from. I mean, that's what builds the community, the union. It doesn't have to be a situation where it's violence, but it definitely has to be a situation where, now we just standing on, we would prefer you not to be part of this or come here and do shows. We're not going to support that.
You can
just
abstain from supporting the thing.
Exactly.
Just don't show up.
Don't come. Don't go.
Like, for real, everybody that had something to say in them comments, everybody that liked the post and all that stuff, I expect to see every last one of y'all at Treese this year supporting the local artists and the local scene, because that's what the city needs, man, more than anything.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people in the comments being like, "Who's Tragic? I don't even know who he is." I'm like,
yeah,
that's not something to flex about.
Exactly.
Yeah. But they think everything is funny though.
It's
you
just
know what
like,
I'm saying?
like that just means you're not tapped in.
Yeah, we have other artists coming here that are of a higher stature than Boosie. Again, I just mentioned Freddie Gibbs, and when we talk about rap as a whole, I think Freddie Gibbs is able to tour a lot more than a Boosie is. I think Boosie has his areas he's able to move around in. He ain't going overseas. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a host of other artists coming here.
Gibbs got a couple problems here too.
Well, I mean,
sure.
Yeah, yeah. But he's coming.
Yeah. He'll be here. He'll go get that check.
No.
I mean, he is from Indiana though.
Yeah. I'm going to be there.
Yeah, I'm trying to rock with it.
Where's it going to be at?
Egyptian?
Yeah.
Like when?
July, June.
Yeah, July.
What's he touring? Just in general, or
he's touring the album?
Yeah, the album with
Alfredo.
Okay.
Yeah.
2.
Okay, that's what's up.
You are now listening or watching the New Old Heads podcast.
Our official 1-hour episode is released every Saturday at noon Eastern, where we share our exclusive uncut 2-hour episode to our YouTube members and Patreon members early every Wednesday. The show is brought to you by Coleman Dental, Indie City and Vinyl, Decademics, and Bringing Down the Band. And most importantly, you. You can support the show directly by becoming a member at patreon.com/newoldheads, where we embrace the new, respect the old, and remain ahead.
Freaky Man.
Yeah, so Freaky Man Drake.
Freaky boy.
Freaky boy. The Iceman is coming, maybe soon. Apparently Drake has announced, you guys mentioned it's coming in June. I don't know, I heard something about an iceberg or some shit.
May.
So it's May?
May 15th.
May 15th, okay. So
Can't wait.
yeah, so there's a video. Let's skip it. I don't know what it's about. So
It's probably just them building the big ice sculpture, but there's been other videos since then. It shows people trying to melt the ice, trying to break the ice, and a streamer has since went on top of it and was able to get out the packet or the release date or whatnot.
I
so
see.
all
And
of
it's
that
May
shit is
15th.
happening. Yeah.
So May 15th. All right. So, well, after the Kendrick and Drake battle, does Iceman feel like a must-win moment for Drake's legacy?
No, he just needs to give a quality product.
That's
It
it.
just needs
So-
to be good.
You don't think fans will judge it more critically because of that?
No, not his fans.
Nah.
Actually,
Yeah, they're
people actually miss Drake. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie.
yeah.
The world is better when Drake's music is out.
I
like-
disagree.
Well, so I will say this. I will say this. This is where the misconception comes in. Drake has never stopped giving us music.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
it just
You know what I'm
wasn't
saying?
good.
It wasn't good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like we can't keep leading with this whenever Drake drops. Whenever Drake has never stopped dropping. He did not follow up the beef with good, superb product. That's the issue.
He dropped that album.
He dropped an
And
album.
then
He dropped
Nokia,
other. He dropped other shit. Shit he probably shouldn't have did. He was featured on Sexy Red's track. He sampled the AI track that what's the name? Metro.
BBL Dreezy.
Yeah, he sampled that on there. So he's really never left the building. Let's get that out the way and out in the front. Drake just needs to drop a good project. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. His fans are gonna rock with it. Kendrick fans or whoever don't with him are still going to listen to the project at the end of the day. It doesn't matter.
Everybody's gonna
The
listen to
DJs
it.
that don't like Drake are still going to go out in the club and play Drake because Drake does what it's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So if he drops a good project, then he's on par to doing what he was supposed to do. I still stand on he should have just followed up the beef with the R&B album, and then we could be getting back to rap by now. But anyway,
He did though.
The one with Ty Dolla $ign?
Yeah.
Nah,
Songs
yeah,
for
sexy songs for you.
sexy songs for
Oh.
men essentially is what that was, because there was a whole lot of dudes glazing that shit. And shit wasn't that dope.
Agreed.
anyway.
it was a couple songs on there. That I
Couple
enjoyed.
songs on there. I mean, Drake is always going to give you a couple songs at least. Any decent, good artist is going to give you a couple songs on a project. But at the end of the day, he just has to drop something that means something and that sticks.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter when he drops. It doesn't matter about the rollout. A lot of people are saying his rollout is amazing. His rollout is over a year long.
It's just a rollout. It's
You know what I'm saying? And he's got a lot of money. He can build a White Castle made out of ice in the middle of Toronto Square, whatever you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Who cares?
so essentially, Drake's fans will not judge it critically because they don't judge music critically.
Mm.
They don't judge his music critically. Like
Right.
Will,
I don't
like,
think they judge. Can you really be a? Isn't that one and the same?
Nah, because I know some people that are Drake fans. Some of them DJs. And I can't say that people that rock with Drake can't judge Drake or music in itself critically. Can't necessarily say that.
That's fair, I guess. Okay, but it is going to be typically his fans that will just ride with it. I don't even like to pit him up against Kendrick like that. Like as a Kendrick fan, I don't think it has anything to do with.
It's really not a comparison.
It's it's kind of whatever. I don't think it has anything to do with like, oh, Kendrick fans are going to hate Drake. I think the difference is just like there's, generally speaking, there's two different types of fans.
Mhm.
So
You can like both if you want, man.
Yep.
I do like both.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
just
saying. I like
want
both.
the music to be good. I haven't heard a good Drake album in a long time.
In a minute.
So do you have anything to say to that, Jay? Or
No, I'm just, I think there is this mindset that Drake went somewhere. We've talked about it, and he hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even after the battle, the most streamed person basically on the planet was still Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Now mind you, he has so much out there, but the people who actually like him, they would have liked for him to win, but they didn't turn off, listening to him in their DSPs. Drake is still at the top of, those recap lists.
That's not real though.
I mean,
streams are not real. That's
It's the
not
shit
a
that he's
real
suing about.
measurable unit, man.
I mean, you're right. They are not real, because you're talking to somebody who, if I like something, will still go and buy the vinyl or see whenever it becomes available. That's how I actually support my artists, because I understand these streams, they get chopped up, and they may not even like when I went out and bought the De La Soul album, I was like, because, me listening to it on these DSPs, they may not even get the money. So I said, let me go ahead and actually buy
we know the De La Soul situation where they weren't getting money for a long time.
Right.
De La Soul's getting it, but Drake, the way the pro rata model works, Drake is one of the biggest artists, so he's going to get the money
So,
anyways. He's getting money everybody else is earning, so fair enough.
Yeah.
Just drop the music, man, at the end of the day. I mean, like I said, I seen somebody saying this is the greatest rollout in album history. It's like, man, who fucking cares? I mean, Drake can literally just say my album drops tomorrow at 12 midnight.
That's what I was hoping.
And that's the rollout. And that's it. He doesn't have to do all this extra, showmanship, so to speak, because of the artist that he is. I think he's doing too much shit, and that if this project doesn't live up to that, of course his fans are going to still rock with it, but it's still going to be a kink in his armor.
I just hope they don't try to, or he doesn't try to, extend the beef or address the beef, because quite honestly, at this point, we're not interested. Like, I don't even want to hear you talk about that lawsuit where basically you called the police on hip hop after you lost a rap battle. Just do what you do, and the people who are your fans are going to gravitate towards. Does that mean longevity is going to listen?
No, I'm not going to.
Exactly. So it's a wrap on that. But
okay, so
focus on the people who actually
for
mess
sure.
with you.
It's not for me.
So
stop trying to win over Kendrick fans.
if it's an angry Drake album, or
If he's rapping.
See, the thing is for people like me,
Let me tell you about like me.
I associate art with people that do art because it's art, not because they're trying to moonlight as something else to try to win other people over. Drake has already shown us who he is on repeat, and at this point in time, like, there's nothing that he could really do that could make me interested in any type of point of view, because I know he's a good chameleon. So because it's like, it's all about his personality to me. It's not really about his music. I don't like his personality. I don't like who he is. So I'm not going to listen to him. I'm not going to like listening to him. It's just what it is. So, which is fine. I don't really care. Don't care. Like, he can make a boom bap album, or he could make an album that sounds like Mick Jenkins' latest project, or something like Odyssey or whatever, and I'm still going to be like, you know what? He is just being a chameleon out here.
Yeah, he doesn't, whatever it is he's doing, he doesn't mean it.
It's not him. And I just, at this point, there's nothing that he can do for me at this point until I see it, to where I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm going to go out of my way to give this man a chance at some stuff, because it's bigger to me. It's bigger than just like the physical recording that you finish after you're done recording your vocals. It's more so about who the person is.
are you going to listen to it?
The only reason I would listen to it is if I needed to, because of the show. That's the only reason. Like, there are Drake albums that I have never listened to. I haven't listened to more than half of Drake's projects.
I've listened to all of them. How many times I've listened to him is a different story.
No, I haven't listened to. I couldn't tell. I don't know any sequencing. Like, I listened to the 21 Savage thing like one time, or was it? Or what did he?
Yeah,
he did
Her
one?
Loss.
Yeah. Like, he just doesn't make anything that I like on a repetitive basis. It just doesn't make music for me. And it's just, I need more from the people that I'm going to invest time in.
And that's okay.
I will say this,
I don't even care if it's okay or not. I'm just not going to do it.
No, it's okay that, like,
it's
he's not making records.
Yeah, that's fine.
For you.
That's fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
I will say this though. I feel like the time when Drake was at his personal best was when other artists were using him or allowing him to collaborate with him or him collaborating with other artists. I kind of feel like that time has passed unless a situation arises to where he's addressed all of those artists that have personal vendettas against him as well. And I'm not talking about Kendrick. I'm talking more so like a Rick Ross, Future, Metro Boomin. I don't think him and Pusha has ever had a good relationship because
that's fair.
That stemmed from Lil Wayne and things of that nature. That
People
was a 7 degree of separation type of situation. But now I feel like until he rights his wrongs with those individuals, I don't feel like we're going to get the same Drake that we had in the past that was pretty much took over for T-Pain at one point in time. T-Pain was on everybody's hook, was featured on everybody's songs, and then Drake came in and kind of took the baton and did the same exact thing, but people ain't with Drake like that no more. So I think until he gets back to that, I don't think he's ever going to see that same type of camaraderie hip-hop wise or rap wise with, you know what I'm saying, his constituents. His fans are going to rock with him regardless.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. You know, what if one of your favorite artists was guilty of doing the exact same thing that people say Drake is guilty of?
I'm
like stealing songs from lesser known artists.
Oh, well, that's different.
And claiming them to be his own and putting these songs, launched him to be.
Well, Drake's never really done that though, has he?
Definitely he just had ghostwriters.
But ghostwriters, you almost
that's the same thing.
You make it seem like he's Puff Daddy or somebody.
No, I mean because ghostwriting, you paid somebody to.
Well, at least he paid.
Mm-hmm.
What if he never paid the artist? And I'm asking this question based off an interview I saw earlier today from Oskino from State Property,
talking about Jay-Z,
talking about Jay. Mm-hmm. Talking about how he would just steal their songs and not give them no credit or no publishing for none of their stuff.
I always wondered about Kanye and Payroll, because there was a record that Kanye did with Payroll over a beat, and Jay-Z took that entire thing and made a whole record off of it. I think it was Song Cry, I think maybe.
Yeah.
Or it might have been Song Cry.
Something like that.
Or maybe it was never changed.
Maybe never changed.
Never changed.
Song Cry is just Blaze beat.
Yeah, that's right. So it's never changed or something. But like, if you listen to how Jay-Z did everything in that, it was like, well, this is just like Payroll's cadence.
Interpolation.
Like you could tell that he, and I always wondered, you know, rest in peace, because I believe he's passed away, but I believe he has. But I always wondered if like he got any type of credit for essentially creating the blueprint.
Not at all.
You know what I mean?
Maybe, but I mean, we don't know that though, because like, I think the interview you were talking about, Oskino was talking about All I Need. That song was originally recorded by somebody else.
Brigade.
Yeah, Brigade. And somebody redid the track and Jay-Z rapped on it. He didn't rap the exact same, but he definitely used All I Need in there. I feel like if these specific artists themselves aren't talking about it, they might have got
some. Though.
Why can't they?
Because at the same time, like Oskino said, I'm Jay-Z. Why do I need to steal your song?
He can say that, but it doesn't matter. If you had your copyrights and all of that shit in order, this is a whole nother
that's why they got paid.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
That's why they got paid.
They got paid. But like, if you
sign to me, it's different though.
If you sign to me, essentially you are getting paid.
Nah, but look, who is it? What's dude name? Is it not Oskino, but what's the other? The dude
Sparks.
Don't give it to me.
Sparks?
Yeah. He's on Give It To Me.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe that was probably his record first. He just put Pharrell on it.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like he took his idea, put Pharrell on the song.
That happens a lot in music. A whole lot.
It ain't right though.
I mean, that's the nature of the beast, man. I mean, a lot of these tracks can be considered reference tracks, or like say you're in the studio with all of these artists and you come up with this song or whatever, this concept, and you're signed to Jay-Z, and Jay-Z is kicking you bread and he's like, hey, I think I'm gonna use this and put my own thing on it. Like, here's a Roc-A-Fella chain. You know what I'm saying? Or here's some bread to buy you a new car. Things of that nature. it's like it's been paid for, but Oskino ain't gonna tell you about the situations that happened that were good. He's in a situation now to where it doesn't matter. I need this interview and I need to make this money off this interview. So I'm gonna give y'all something that sounds spicy. You ain't heard the young guns talking no shit about Jay-Z. People, I mean,
Chris need to though.
He must not have did nothing to him.
Oh, and the only reason I feel that way because like there's a whole era of Jay that sound like young Chris.
I can dig that, and I've said that on the show too. I mean, yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, business is business, and once you get into that business, I mean,
it's because you don't think they want to stop the creative process to start talking about splits,
yeah,
or they don't, or they're just so in awe of being in
the studio
with Jay-Z. It was like, hey, could we just go ahead and bring this up, and we can just pull it up on the laptop, and it's like, and then you're afraid of alienating.
Yeah,
somebody
more
who
money
could do
come.
more than you do
Yeah,
for
there's a
yourself.
power
Yeah,
dynamic
so
in there.
I think that's what it is.
yeah.
I mean, and of course, in hindsight, you're always going to be like, oh, I should have done this, or like, they took this from me. And it's like, it's not really that they took from you. It's just that, like, you weren't willing to ask a certain amount of questions because there was a power dynamic involved.
But the power dynamic, again, I guess it depends on how you look at it, but I always feel like the power dynamic, the power abuses. So, like, if you have the power in the situation, you should be proactive in those situations to not take advantage of people that are maybe a little lesser than, So, I don't know.
Because Ye don't do it.
I mean, and you got to understand too. This is Jay-Z before he's the Jay-Z of today.
Kind of, though, right? Not
No,
really.
If
he
you're
was
talking about
already the
around
man.
if you're talking about around Blueprint Dynasty era,
He wasn't retired,
He
Jay-Z.
was-
but
No, he
was
wasn't
still,
retired.
but
He was at the
still
top of the
Jay-Z.
game.
he was
Yeah.
still top dog.
Well, I'm saying as far as like Jay-Z is a billionaire now. You know what I'm saying? There was other artists that were selling more than Jay-Z at some point. DMX
At that
is one of them.
Yeah.
Nelly, we already know the
Yeah.
problems in they camp or whatnot. D12 and Eminem, all of them were selling very good. But nobody, I feel like when we talk about that situation, I feel like Jay and Roc-A-Fella put everybody on that label in a position to win. Everybody had they had pretty much had their own destiny in their hand. He even mentioned Memphis Bleak putting out the song Memphis Bleak is and saying that I kind of told him I wouldn't have did that, but you in control of your
this is your project.
This is your project. You put whatever single you want out. Young Guns had a pretty solid run. You know what I'm saying? They album was cool. It wasn't nothing crazy, but like when we talk about Beans and we talk about Freeway, they was solid. You know what I'm saying?
That's because Jay-Z took all those ideas.
All their ideas.
They
were on.
took
He
them
was
all.
on their albums.
Oh,
But anyway.
Skino. That's right. It's Oskino and Emilio, right?
Sparks.
Yeah, Emilio Sparks.
Don't save us for no college fun. Join us on Patreon.
Who are some blog era rappers? Like, cause you mentioned the Kid Daytona earlier. Like, who are some blog era rappers that you wanted to see more of them than
They did.
They
like
actually
when the
did.
blog era ended, so did kind of their
Pactive,
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, Pac Div. I
Cool
thought they
Kids.
was
No
going.
dose.
no dose or overdose.
Overdose. I mean,
Yeah.
Overdose, definitely.
XV.
I still
He popped out recently in the last
Did he?
couple years. Dropped some.
It ain't the same though.
Yeah.
so Overdose. Kent Jams still has been putting out projects. Him and Buddy have a couple good projects together. Kent
Okay.
Jams and Buddy. I just saw a freestyle cipher with the Good June. That was the dude with the fro and the lock.
In Overdose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Throw and the lock.
See,
Yeah.
I never knew their names. I just knew them as the group.
I knew one
I
of them
don't-
used to
but
be
the
in
thing is-
BF10.
But I do know the name Kent
That
James
was, I think that was
or Kent James.
Good June.
Yeah, he was
Like
in
I know
BF10.
that name.
Yep.
So
Yep. Kent Jams, Good June, Cream, I can't remember the light skinned dude's name, man. He was fire too, though. All of them was fire.
Yeah, it was nice.
These haters won't get my time. I'ma keep smoking my neon. All y'all speaking, cling on. I've been trying to stay.
I kind of expected more from Dom Kennedy, low key.
Yeah, I was gonna say him too.
So yes and no. To me,
I mean, I wasn't the hugest fan.
I love Dom.
I know you that you.
I was like tracks, definitely tracks.
I know, like you need a whole album that's like produced by Cardo and all the artists is Jay Worthy, Dom Kennedy, and Currency, and
this the type of weather for
Larry
that, man.
June.
Yeah, this the type of weather for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But like,
you're right.
but I expected. I think I did expect a little bit more from Dom Kennedy after the blog era.
I think Dom, man. To me, the only thing I could really contribute it to is drugs.
Really?
Because
I
I don't know, but he doesn't even sound the same. He don't even sound as cool as he did back then.
The last record that I liked from him was the record he did with Nipsey.
Yeah, check me out. That was the last record that I really liked from him.
It was
He got 2 or 3 projects
Double Up,
with hit.
the Double Up record,
Oh, okay.
which has been a minute, but
He got about 2 or 3 projects with Hit Boy that just did not hit for
really,
me. No pun intended.
maybe just production with him. I feel like he's very much a vibe rapper. Like I'll
This
never
type
forget.
of party.
I'll never forget Life of the Party. Like that song. That song is hilariously bad to me, but it's a vibe.
Yeah,
It was one of the first times where I was just like, man, this song is absolutely horrible
it is.
from a context. Like he's not talking about shit,
No.
but I still like the vibe of the record.
No problem. You don't want no problem. You don't want no problem. You don't.
You know, and so it's just what it was. He was one of the first artists for that.
Hell, even We Ball, the record with Kendrick, his record with Kendrick. He didn't say shit.
Even that, he's got that record with the homie Ill Brown, Lamert Park.
Lamar.
Lamert Park.
Park.
Yeah, there we go. But that's just kind of super repetitive. You know, it's like, so I don't know. But yeah, I kind of expected some from him.
There's a lot of cats from that era that I rocked with, and I'm just having a brain fart because I've seen so many of them and listened to so many of that.
I wanted
So
more
much
from
of it.
Smoke.
Does it?
Yeah, I thought Smoke was hard, man.
I thought, you know, when he bounced back with that record with Pete Rock, I was like,
Don't
okay.
smoke crack or something.
Don't smoke rock.
Don't smoke. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Don't smoke rock.
But yeah, like, because that was a good record. And I was like, okay, maybe he's going to merge from that, you know. Another artist was Homeboy Sandman, but he's kind of made it, he's kind of emerged again in the last couple years.
Mr. Motherfucking Esquire.
He disappeared, like,
Yeah.
he's just gone.
Hell, I liked Action. Action, he
me
didn't
too.
like he really go nowhere, but he's more popular from like food and stuff now.
I like Danny Brown more then than I do now.
Definitely love Danny.
Yeah.
Loved Danny.
His show gave us a copyright strike. Gave me a copyright strike for sharing one of his clips once, and they never got back to us. So
We've been having some trouble with the Detroiters, ain't we?
yeah, it's been a minute for
Who
that.
else?
But
Who was the other one?
Black Milk.
What? Should have been happy.
No, well, it was more so, I think.
that was just a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Because he got a new project coming out.
Yeah, I like Black Milk's another one. Like he's kind of been doing stuff, you know. But
It ain't what I thought it was.
There's a
gonna be.
lot of them that are still doing things. So, like, we can even talk about an ASAP Rocky.
yeah,
ASAP Rocky during the blog era was gold. Like, right now, it's just like, ASAP dropped the album.
I listened to 2 songs. And I was like, I don't want it.
Yeah.
See that I think I fall into that trap now because we were so heavy on blogging back in the day. But like, and it goes into the Drake portion of the conversation. It's like, I don't need to hear your whole album to know if I'm a vibe with most of the records. Like if the first few that you present me are stuff that I'm gonna pass on, I'm just gonna assume that the rest is stuff that I'm gonna pass on.
Yeah.
I can say, though, I wish Earth Gang got a little more notoriety than they have. They actually are dope, and they be having some good shit, but I feel like they haven't had a whole cohesive album that will carry them into being more prominent than what they are.
Stolly's another one.
Stolly,
Man, Sally, I thought he was going to do something.
Yeah.
I really, you know.
And every new girl you bring through dudes hounding.
I expected more from Crit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Crit is still one of my favorite, but it's like, damn, what are we doing, man?
Yeah.
You came out so promising.
Man, there was an artist from Houston that I really messed with, Mookie Jones. Man, I'll
Add 2, low key.
Yeah.
What happened to what's dude name, man? This Drake stole his whole shit.
Yeah, we got
Drink
a
in my
list.
cup.
Oh, Kurt Cobain.
Kurt
Yeah.
Cobain. Yeah, he from Houston, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, he kind of just disappeared into obscurity.
So many artists, man. It's just it's
Ellie
tough,
Dollar. He's still going, but
tough out here. I don't even know who that is.
Les.
Les. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what he. That's his. Oh, I just call him Les.
Yeah.
That's funny. I mean, Mickey Fax has kind of made a switch to media for the most
Yeah.
part.
Kids in the Hall.
Kids in the Hall. Yeah.
Kids in the Hall.
They were done early though.
Yeah, they
I could
were.
tell when they were going to be done though, like because like we went to A3C, and they had a crash out on stage,
Really?
on the Two Dope Boys stage, where they got cut off before they could play their hit because they went over on time. And the what's his name, Double O or Double, he had like a crash out on stage, and like it's kind of funny because after that
It was a rap.
it was kind of a rap. Knowledge kind of pivoted. You know what I mean? And
The Cool Kids is
Cool
a big
Kids.
one.
Yeah, those. That, yeah,
they've been
that's
kind of
right.
here and there.
They
Hit or
are.
miss.
It's like they haven't really disappeared, but I feel like
Mikey
from what
Rocks
they
was that guy,
yeah,
though.
definitely. I feel like what they had brought to the culture at that point in time.
Yeah.
They
They
should've shined a
made
little
vintage cool.
Yeah,
Mickey Halstead's the name.
yeah.
I kind of expected a little bit more from Mickey out of Chicago, but he's gotten into some other stuff. So
Chicago had a whole
I remember,
Yeah.
remember Bump
whole
J?
surgeons at one time. Yeah.
What was
Bump J was even before
That was
then,
before
though.
that.
y'all
yeah.
bring him up a couple times, man.
Move around. I remember that
Rashid
record.
Hadi.
Yeah, yeah. He was from Louisville, right?
no, he's from Chicago.
Who was that from Louisville?
Nemo, maybe.
Nemo.
Nemo
Akita.
Akita.
Yeah, he
Wow,
was dope.
that's a name.
He sprays big lights, deep shades.
But yeah,
I think he was
Rashid
actually-
Hadi's still doing stuff. But
You and I.
yeah,
I think Nemo Akita actually
Yeah.
was managing or is managing Jack Harlow now.
yeah, there was. He is doing something. I forget what exactly.
Thurs was part of a group.
You and I.
Okay, so it was
Yeah,
you and I.
I'm pretty sure it was you and
yeah,
I. Yeah,
okay.
I don't know who the other dude was, but
But Thurs is the one that
Yeah.
stayed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thurs is a great example of somebody who he was good during the blog era, but I don't know if I expected him to continue in the path that he has. And he is, man, I really like a lot of what he's doing.
Man, there was a dude from out there called Scheme.
Yeah, I remember Scheme.
Scheme
With a
was,
K.
yeah, Scheme was hard, man. I
Yeah.
loved
I
Scheme.
remember Scheme.
Man.
Hey, Scheme from Chicago was dope too.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So was Omen.
Omen, yeah, from the Dreamville.
Yeah, before Dreamville. So
Yeah.
like Omen was doing his own thing before he got on Dreamville. Yeah, man. A
Yeah,
lot of dope shit from that era.
Yeah, shouts to people. A Stick Figure. He was a part of some of that stuff. He's. I've got a couple records with him. Proxy. Shouts to Mike Spitz. I kind of wanted my grumpy old men dudes to do more. Kind of wanted Pete Sackett, Mike Spitz to continue.
Grumpy old man.
Yeah, they were on a little bit of a run there, and then Mike retired from rapping.
Bishop Lamont.
Mm.
Oh man, I would say that Bishop Lamont was the beta test for Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
And you said Slocka the Beat Child earlier.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's a name.
What
What about Small Professor? You remember him? The professor or producer?
No.
who?
Small
Mall
Professor.
Professor?
Mm-mm.
No,
Yeah.
I don't remember that because
Yeah, he's actually pretty dope.
There was a gap between aftermath between Bishop Lamont and Kendrick too. There was Slim the Mobster. He had a record that was pretty dope that I called Dreams that I used to rock with.
They don't keep the lights
remember
on.
Bishop Lamont. The song he had, "Grow Up."
Yeah,
That song was incredible.
yeah.
I need to go through some of Terry's cadence
That
tapes.
Caltroit
Mm-hmm.
with Bishop Lamont and Black Milk together.
Mm.
That album, fire.
Yeah, there's some records. Actually, that was like what 2008 or
Yeah,
I
Shit,
did
even Black Spade and them. during
Black
that
Spade.
time.
Spade,
Yeah, To
Yeah.
Serve with Love.
Oh, my
Great
God.
I had a beat on a mixtape I put out in 2008, which was a beat from that Caltroit record. Yeah, it's funny. That's how long ago
Yo,
that
Big
was.
Shine in the blog era inspired so many people. Like even the flow that Lil Wayne and Drake
Yeah.
and Nicki and all
Super
of them were
duper
using.
flow.
Yeah, that was all inspired by what
And
Big
I remember
Sean
people
was
used to
doing.
like really like diss Big Sean Like, I remember there was like a theme that was like Big Sean bars be like,
Yeah.
And I was like, and I wasn't super familiar with his records, and I was like, well, is this kid really that bad? You know,
Big
I didn't
Sean
think
was
so.
dope.
Once I finally got to hear his actual records, I didn't think so. But at one point, they were going in on Big Sean on that version of Twitter when Twitter was still fun.
Remember ADD Plus?
Yeah, I remember him.
Man, I'm looking at Terry's cadence tapes here for like the blog era, because there's
Big Pooh, them Fat Boy Fresh albums were pretty cool back then. Man, Ab Soul's second project, what, Long Term 2?
I don't
Great
even
album.
remember.
Great album.
I was never a huge
Habits
Ab-Soul
and
fan.
Contradictions was
Like
my
he was
shit
talented, but
I went back and followed. I went back and listened to his stuff the other day, man. Bad Habits and Contradictions is probably, I like that. I was back and forth between that and Oxymoron. Habits and Contradictions was way better
That
than
motherfucker
Oxymoron,
fire.
man.
Yeah, it's fire.
here's one. Phil Ade.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Ken Starr.
Ken Starr, yeah, and
Yeah.
Kev Brown, Cooley
Yeah.
High. Cooley High.
Yeah, Cooley.
Here's
was
one,
dope.
Chewy. Chewy was just dropping everything all
I
the
went
time.
back and listened to that Ill Mind and Symbolic One project.
I remember when
day.
L Mine was here, he wanted us to take him to the strip club. I didn't have it in me that night. I was like, man, I think I'm kind of cool, and I'm not trying to spend no money, and I ain't trying to go in there and you want me to put you in position. And it's like, shit, I ain't got no money at this point in time to put you in position. You gonna be spending all the money. I can take you there, but
Man, I'm mad that I missed those days.
man,
Would have gladly took them.
to spend his money.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
What about, remember Scene? S-E-N-E?
Yeah.
He used to do a lot of stuff with Blue. Clear
Blue
Soul,
and Exile.
Clear Soul Forces.
Yeah, I remember Clear Soul Forces.
Man.
Zombies. What was it? Flatbush
Flatbush
Zombies.
What's my
yeah.
guy's name, man?
Flatbush Zombies.
Kayla's
From Dilated Peoples.
Evidence.
Man.
He's been consistent though. He got into
The
producing.
Layover, man, and the Weatherman.
The Weatherman.
Great
yeah.
projects.
Yeah, he's
man.
got a couple that have dropped recently, like Unlearning and Unlearning 2. You probably would like. You should probably check those out. But Blog Era was an era, man.
It was a whole situation.
It was definitely an era.
I think that's the last time that we actually got a whole bunch of people that fed into the hip hop ecosystem that were worth something. And that's gonna sound old of me, but it was like a movement though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, because
Like,
you would get excited when you go to these sites. You were excited to hear people you'd never heard before, and maybe it was just the time we were in, or maybe it was just who we were at that time.
it was fun to discover somebody new that was dope.
Yeah.
What were the blogs that you trusted the most?
Two Dope Boys.
Two Dope
I used to really trust Two Dope Boys until
Okay
they
Player.
gave me a group called Warm Brew. And I listened
I
to
like
that.
Warm Brew.
I didn't like Warm Brew, man. I listened
like-
to that shit.
I
I was
like
like,
Warm
what the
Brew.
f***
There
is
was
this?
another one.
They did it. They had a switch.
Ruby
They had
Hornet
a
at one
flip
point.
to where they like went
Ooh,
from shared like all only dope shit to like just kind of everything.
Mhm.
I got a name.
I do
that
too.
I really enjoyed. The Greater Than Club, Fly Union, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
From Ohio,
man.
definitely.
I got one too. Black Opera
Yeah,
Yeah.
with Jamal Buford and Majestic Legend.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Embroidery
And-
for Heads was another one. I used to fuck with.
that was one. That was definitely one of them.
Yeah, and OK Player had stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you
mentioned
dug
that.
through the lesson, you could really find. I mean, like I used to. It was the thing. Like you'd say something like, "Oh yeah, I really heard this. I like this," and somebody would be like, "Inbox." You know, 'cause
Sean?
blogging, yeah, for
For
Sean,
Sean.
yeah.
Damn, I went. Jarreau dropped a solo album probably it's probably been about maybe 7-8 years now, man. That was fire. What Dreams Money Can Buy.
Mm.
It was-
Blogging was fun, man, because it was like there was some times where a song would only be available for this one site,
Mhm.
and you just going through the back end, looking at coding,
Yep.
pull that mother off,
Yep.
change something on it, and just post it.
Yep.
Yeah, that shit was cool.
That was
I enjoyed myself.
that was a whole time period. That's crazy. So this must have been after everything switched, because The oldest archives we have on here, it's 2011, and we were doing stuff before then. That's funny.
Yeah.
YO was in You and I as well.
Okay.
So it must have been him and Thurs.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time I got hip to them. Shouts to my guy DJ Castle. I remember he flew out to Cali and he was like, I remember because we went to Chicago after we were in Chicago for some reason. He's like, yeah, I just got back from hanging out in Chicago with you ever heard of You and I? And I was like, nah. He's like, you should check them out. They're pretty dope. And turns out it was like them. And I was like, and then years later, it's like, oh wow, Cos. I used to like Cos a lot too.
Oh yeah, Dreamville Cos. Yeah,
I'm talking about
COZZ.
Nah, CO $2 Cos who used
Oh.
to mess with Dirty Science and Exile and them.
Man, I thought you and I was going. I thought they were going to the moon one day when I walked into Journeys and they had that Flip of Cream.
Mm.
KREAM kicks rule everything around me.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they had that playing in there. I said, "Oh, they about to take off." Ever
Brown
happened?
Bag All Stars.
Yeah, I remember
That's a
them.
name.
I tell you, even though I don't think there's really a real correlation there, I associate so much of this music with starting to be around people who really care about tennis shoes. And, I kind of tie the two together, and it's just kind of crazy where Nike put out a statement talking about how, like, yeah, basketball players aren't popular. That's why nobody buying the shoes. I was like, there's so many other factors you could have went to about why your stock is down. Trust me, I know. And nobody's buying these expensive tennis shoes. But, you just automatically say that basketball players are not popular.
Tanya Morgan.
That's what I just pulled up there.
Yeah.
Amine Omari.
Yep.
Man, the first time I ever heard Money Hungry Bitches was Von P rapping over it.
Von P the Has Been. Forget what song that's from. And Don Will's still doing stuff. He got into comedy for a while, and I think I don't know. I
still follow his blog.
They kind of suggested as if Tiny Morgan might be dropping something soon. I don't know if there's any truth to it.
I bought Brooklyn Natty.
Yeah, I did
Indie
too.
City and Vinyl.
I bought it from them. They came here.
Fucking what's my guy that was on 106 in Park? And we went
Blind
and seen in
Fury.
Chicago. Not Blind Fury.
Jen.
Not Jen.
Oh no.
He's
the poster
very
boy.
good, but he always drops. It seemed like the same album all the time. Yeah, Theo versus JJ.
Oh, Sky Zoo?
Sky Zoo.
Yeah.
He was dope and promising. But if again, like I just
Sky Zoo's
said,
on 106.
I feel like he drops the same album a lot.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is the content is different, but the flow is the exact same.
Yeah, he diet Jay-Z to me.
Damn.
Ooh.
Interesting.
But he was hard, but it was just diet Jay.
He's still dropping stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
like
he's
he's
Every
still-
once in a while, I still spin expensive habits because it was. I really like that flip of
his
Secret
record.
Garden.
His record with
I like
Ill Mind.
Yeah,
I still like a lot.
I like the Bodega too with Knife Wonder.
I like Pockets Full.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a lot of records I really like.
I still want that Theo versus JJ poster. Remember when we went to see the show in Chicago? I asked him like, "Hey man, you got any of that shit around? Because I just want to hang that mug up somewhere. I might have to just make it myself."
Yeah.
He's like,
You can
"Nah,
do that.
I ain't got none of those, man." I'm like, "Damn."
You never listen to COS? COSS?
It ain't familiar, bro.
I'll have to play you some records. I feel like you might like him. He's West Coast. He was just in that Dirty Science camp. Exile, Blue, Fashawn, COS. Who's a dude from a group called Deep Rooted? They ended up having a fallout. Johaz. They had a group called don't remember.
Remember That's Racist? I think they actually opened up for
Danny Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a name. I didn't know that's what that meant for a while. I was like, Das Racist? I was like, oh, Das Racist. I was like, oh,
Some
that's
Indian
clever.
rapping dudes.
Yeah, they could rap. OCD, Mush, and Twist.
The cunnilinguist.
Yeah.
Cunning lenses.
Yeah.
I met in Atlanta at shouts to my dude Ricky Raw. It was for A3C one time. We got in town and he was like, we met him and we got barbecue or something, and then we went back to his place for a while, just kind of in between stuff. And Deacon the Villain showed up randomly from Cunnilinguists.
And this is episode 482 of the No Old Heads podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on our Patreon, where you can join for $5. And make sure to, meet us in the comments and
tell us things.
All of that good shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hit the bell. Do the notifications.